Greetings, minions. We're going to be going over the Lost Ark Founders Packs. What are they? Do you need them? And most importantly, are the Founders Packs worth it? Let's start right away with that last question since it's the easiest to answer. Are the Founders Packs worth it? The answer to that is simple and not one you're going to like. It's entirely up to you. Value is subjective, and what's valuable to me isn't necessarily going to be valuable to you. That's the main reason I decided to make this video. Of course, there's plenty of Founder Pack videos out there, but I feel most of them have a very heavy personal bias on their value. I also don't feel they do a good enough job explaining what exactly is in each Founder Pack to someone that's never played Lost Ark before. So what I'm going to be doing is going over the Founders Packs item by item and just explaining exactly what each item is and if it has any real world value or if it's just a perceived value. I'll also cover any other relevant information that may factor into your decision on how valuable a particular item is to you. But before we jump into the packs themselves, let's backtrack a sec and answer the two questions I asked in the beginning. What are the Founders Packs, and do you need one? The easier of the two questions is, do you need a Founders Pack? No. No, you do not. Lost Ark's a free-to-play MMO that's going to be released in North America and Europe on February 11th, 2022, at which point you're going to be able to download and play the game on Steam, risk-free and for free. So then, what are the Founders Packs? They're just a collection of in-game items and other various benefits that you could purchase on Steam or from Lost Ark's website. It's important to know that as of February 11th, when the game officially launches, the Founders Packs will no longer be available for sale. The packs themselves are broken up into 4 different price tiers. You have the entry-level Bronze Founders Pack, which is $14.99 US. You have the Silver Founders Pack, which is $24.99. You have the Gold Founders Pack, which is $49.99. Get ready, it's big air quotes time, the best value for money pack available. And finally, we have the granddaddy of them all, the Platinum Founders Pack, which comes in at a whopping $99.99, aka $100, and is most likely the motivation for you watching this video in the first place. Now with that out of the way, let's dig right in and take an in-depth look at all the items that are included in the Founders Packs. Since the entire goal of this video is to explain what exactly each of these items are so you could determine for yourself what, if any, value they hold, we're just going to be going over the Platinum Founders Pack since it includes everything that comes in the Bronze, Silver, and Gold packs. You could then look through the other packs on your own to determine what, if any, pack is right for you. First on the list is probably one of the most compelling reasons, if not the most compelling reason most people are even interested in the Founders Packs, and that's the head start. All 4 of the packs are going to have a 3-day head start that are going to let people start playing Lost Ark early on Tuesday, February 8th. As of the recording of this video, exactly 1 month out from head start, Amazon and Smilegate still haven't announced whether this is going to be a global launch or not. So what that means for my time zone impaired friends out there is if it is a global launch, we're actually going to get to start playing at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, February 7th. Considering Amazon didn't do a global launch for New World, which ended up as a dumpster fire since everybody from North America bombarded the European servers trying to lock down names, I really hope they learn from their mistake. Next on the list, we have Royal Crystals. Lost Ark, like most games these days, has a dizzying number of currencies meant to confuse people, but this isn't going to be a guide on currencies. All you need to know in regards to Royal Crystals is that it is the true cash shop currency, and you can only obtain Royal Crystals with real-world money. We still don't know exactly how much Royal Crystals are going to cost, but my most educated guess, based on other games, is that they'll go for around 1,000 crystals per 10 US dollars. That would put the estimated real-world value of the Platinum Pack at $70 for right now. Next up, we have the Founders Exclusive Pet. Pets in Lost Ark go far beyond just being cosmetic companions. They really can be viewed as an essential quality of life feature. By default, all pets will auto-loot items for you, which alone makes them invaluable. But for the price of some blue gems, they can also offer some slight combat buffs and have quite a few other quality of life functions like accessing your pet's inventory for extra storage, remote access to your mail, bank, and auction house, and they can even offer remote repairing services for your gear and life skill tools. While having a pet can be viewed as essential, just know you only actually need one since you can only have one out at a time. After that, any pet you collect really comes down to what you prefer cosmetically. All players will also be able to earn a free bunny pet very early on, not long after leaving the prologue, and there may be some other pets that are earned through other various in-game activities, but I'm not 100% sure on that. For the most part, pets are typically found in the cash shop. Speaking of the cash shop, I want to just throw out a quick disclaimer here. All prices I mentioned going forward in this video are going to be from the North American beta, and there's no guarantee that these prices will remain the same for launch. In terms of the value of the Founder's Pet, which you can see on screen right now, it has both a real-world value as well as a subjective value. In the beta, all the available pets cost 1,400 royal crystals, so using our estimated value from earlier, that would make the Founder's Pet worth $14, bringing the total value of the Platinum pack up to $84. As for the subjective part, well, I'm a dog person, so let's move on. Next is the 30-day Crystaline Aura. This is what most people call the optional sub, and it has quite a number of benefits in it, so let's break each one down so you know exactly what they are. First up, we have the Triport Cost Waiver. Just like the currencies, Lost Ark has many different ways to fast travel around the world. The most common of these is the Triport. For those familiar with Diablo, these function exactly like waypoints. There's usually anywhere between 2 to 5 scattered around any given map. And once you visit them for the first time, you could then teleport between them for some silver. This benefit waives that silver cost and allows you to use the Triports for free. This is undoubtedly going to be very helpful in the early game, but as time goes on and you approach endgame, the cost for teleporting around is going to become so trivial that this benefit loses a lot of its value. Continuing on with the theme of fast travel, next we have the 50% discount to liners. The world of Arcasia could be broken up into 3 main categories. You have the continents, the oceans, and the islands. The triports only function within a specific continent that you're currently on. So for intercontinental travel, you have 2 main methods, which is sailing there manually across the ocean in your own ship, or you could buy a ticket on a liner for silver to fast travel to another continent. The silver cost for liners is significantly more than triports, and this benefit will cut that cost in half. However, by the end game, I still believe with or without this benefit, the cost is still pretty nominal, and there's other modes of transportation, which we're going to be discussing very shortly, that can completely eliminate the need for liners. Next, we have the daily NPC Affinity Interaction +1. Say what? What the hell is that? Well, Lost Ark, like many MMOs, has a faction system, but instead of trying to win over large groups of people, Lost Ark takes a more personal approach, allowing you to befriend specific characters with their rapport system. Each day you could visit your favorite NPCs and raise your rapport with them by either playing their favorite songs, doing specific emotes, or giving them gifts. You can only perform these actions so many times a day, and by default, you could do 5 emotes, 5 songs, and give 99 gifts. This benefit gives you basically 1 extra each day, so you could do 6 emotes, 6 songs, and give 100 gifts. While the majority of the rewards to the rapport system can be viewed as fluff, there are some very valuable rewards everybody's going to want to seek out. So this benefit will give you a nice little edge if you're still seeking out those rewards. Next up is life skill energy recovery by 10%. For those of you that have played other free-to-play or mobile games, you're probably familiar with the concept of energy systems and are cringing at just the mere mention of one. For those of you that don't know, what it is a mechanic to limit how much you could do of a particular action in-game. Almost always promptly followed up by a means to pay real money to get more energy to keep going when you run out. The bad news is, not only does Lost Ark have an energy system, but it actually has 2 of them. The good news is, thankfully, both of them are very limited in scope, and neither of them seem nearly as punishing or egregious as most of their contemporary counterparts. The first of the energy systems we'll be discussing is your life skill energy, aka Gathering. You'll have 10,000 life skill energy for your entire account. This energy is shared between all of your characters. The good news is, so is all of your gathering levels. If you completely deplete your 10,000 energy, it'll take approximately 48 real-time hours in order to regenerate it fully, making this 10% recovery bonus a lot more valuable than it would appear at first glance, since it's going to save you just under 5 hours per energy bar. The next benefit included in the Crystaline Aura are the 2 extra Bifrost slots. We're circling back to the topic of fast travel again. In Lost Ark, the Bifrost is probably the most versatile form of fast travel that there is. It allows you to mark any location you desire with just a few limitations, and then you could use the Bifrost to teleport to these locations instantly once every 2 hours. By default, you only have 1 Bifrost slot, but you have the ability to unlock 2 extra slots by completing various in-game tasks. This benefit gives you another 2 slots, which brings your total Bifrost slot potential up to 5 slots, which can be extremely powerful. I think this is one of the most beneficial parts of the Crystaline Aura personally. You couple it with the Song of Return, which I'm going to be going over next, and if you plan it out carefully, you can fast travel between 6 different continents, basically greatly reducing, if not completely eliminating, your need to use the liners. The last of the travel-related benefits is the Song of Return cooldown reduction. Each major city in Arcasia has an obelisk you can attune yourself to. You can only attune yourself to one obelisk at a time, but then you could use the Song of Return to return to that obelisk once every 2 hours. This benefit cuts that cooldown in half to 1 hour. The next batch of benefits all relate to your stronghold. Your stronghold in Lost Ark is a collection of personal islands that could serve a wide range of different functions. It could be your player housing, it could be expanded to different areas to offer certain benefits, like personal gathering. You get vendors that will show up at your stronghold to sell you unique items. You could send NPC sailors to run missions for you to gather materials. You could do all your crafting there, and so on and so on and so on. The strongholds can be a game in and of themselves. One of the main ways you're going to be expanding your stronghold is by researching new buildings, areas, and recipes. The first of these stronghold benefits reduces your research time by 10%. Currently, what I have access to, the longest research I have for my stronghold is 24 hours, so this benefit would save you just about 2.5 hours. Obviously, I don't know if there's longer research times down the road. I'm sure there is, so the longer the research times get, the more beneficial this benefit is going to be. The next benefit on the list is crafting time reduction by 10%. All items have a crafting time associated with them. At endgame, your most common crafting is probably going to be potions and battle items, and from what I could see so far, the maximum amount of time it would take to craft any of those would be 1 hour. The maximum amount of time I've seen to craft anything I have access to would be the top tier gathering tools, which take about 9 hours each. So, in my opinion, that makes this particular bonus a bit underwhelming. The next stronghold benefit is reduced dispatch times by 10%. Throughout the game, you're going to be able to hire and collect crew for your ship. You could then send them out from your stronghold on missions that take a certain amount of time, and they'll collect resources and stuff like that for you. The longest mission I have access to right now, again, is 24 hours, so this is only going to save you about 2.5 hours. I don't know if down the line, if there are longer missions available. Again, if the longer the mission, the more beneficial this perk would be. And we finally arrive at the second energy system in Lost Ark, your Stronghold energy. Unlike the life skill energy, your Stronghold energy can actually be buffed, so you could raise the maximum energy you have. I do believe you could also increase the recovery rate of your energy, so it's hard to give you a true estimate on how valuable a 10% recovery is. Obviously, the more energy you have and the more you're using it, the more you'll benefit from this. And for the final stronghold upgrade, we have the ultimate stress buster. Install a special scarecrow on your island stronghold to increase your leveling speed. I'm not even going to pretend to try to talk out my ass on this one. I have no clue what this is. Before we move on to the final item in the Crystaline Aura, I just want to quickly go over the stats in Lost Ark. All stats can be lumped into 3 major categories. You have your primary stats, your combat stats, and your social stats. Your primary stats will affect your direct damage and your hit points. Your combat stats will affect all of your skills, and your social stats will affect the rapport system and your interaction with NPCs. And the reason that's so important is because the final item in the Crystaline Aura is the Crystal Benefactor title. Titles in Lost Ark can be collected account-wide, and most of them will give you bonuses to your social stats. It is important to note that in the North American beta, the Crystal Benefactor title didn't have any social stats attached to it. And that wraps up everything included in the Crystaline Aura. Just know this is the first item in the Founders Pack that can be purchased separately. You don't need a Founders Pack in order to get this. I guess technically the Royal Crystals fall under that category as well, but since it's a currency, I'm not really counting that. In the beta, the Crystaline Aura in the cash shop would cost you 420 blue gems. Without getting into all the confusing currency exchange rates, that would cost you $15. There were a lot of complaints during beta on how the exchange rates worked, so this could drop as low as $10, so I'm going to use that value to lowball it, which would bring the current value of the Platinum Founders Pack to $94. Next item up on our list is another title. This one's the Founders title. Unlike the Crystal Benefactor title, I'm not sure what this one is actually called or if it has any social stats attached to it since we didn't have access to it in beta. Moving right along, we have the Platinum Supply Crate, which contains a huge assortment of different items, first of which are 60 resurrection feathers, which could be used to resurrect yourself and are very valuable in endgame activities. You could always earn more of these through things like dailies and login bonuses. Next is 50,000 silver. This will be a nice little stipend to start the game with, but in the grand scheme of things, this is not a lot of silver. Next, we have 5 adventure equipment crates. I'm not going to go over each of these items individually, just know they're all combat consumables, and you'll get 5 of each, and you should be saving these for endgame. Next is the Gatherer's Tool Chest, which contains a full set of apprentice level life skill tools. Apprentice level or blue quality tools, and it's important to note that you'll get a free set of blue quality tools just by doing the tutorial quest for each gathering profession. Over time, they will lose max durability and need to either be sharpened or replaced. So these are still going to be useful in the long run, they just won't be the immediate boost that you might think they are. For the rest of the Platinum Supply Crate, we're going to have Hero Ascent Chests, which are crates that you'll be rewarded every 10 levels from level 20 to 50. In the level 20 chest, you get 30,000 silver. At level 20, this will be a nice little bump to your coffers, but again, it's not a lot of silver in the grand scheme of things. A quick side note on healing potions in Lost Ark, there's 2 different types, and you can tell them apart by the names. The healing potions will heal you a set amount of hit points, and they're your main source of healing throughout the majority of the game. You're going to be using these while leveling up and doing dungeons, etc. Then you have the HP potions or hit point potions, which will heal you by a percentage, and you can use these anywhere, but you want to hold on to these particularly for endgame activities, since a lot of endgame activities will only allow you to use the HP potions, not the healing potions. So in this case, the 70 hit point potions you would want to bank for endgame, and the 100 major healing potions, feel free to use those as you want. In the level 30 chest, you get 50,000 silver. Spoiler alert, it's still not a lot of silver. You get 50 major HP potions. These you're going to want to bank for endgame, and 100 adept healing potions, which you are free to pop like candy. In the level 40 chest, you get 50,000 silver. Not even going to say it. Actually, yes I am. It's not a lot of silver. 100 expert healing potions. They tried to trip you up and put them backwards on the level 40 chest. These are the ones you can use like candy. The 30 elemental HP potions are the ones you're going to want to bank for endgame. And finally, the level 50 chest, which spices things up a bit. You get 300,000 silver, which is a bit more of a respectable amount, but it's still nothing crazy. 100 super healing potions, which are the healing potions you could use as needed. 30 shining elemental HP potions, which are the ones you want to save for endgame activities. 10 daily Una's tasks instant completion passes. Una's tasks are basically your weekly and daily quests, and these will let you instantly complete them. The next 3 items on the list, the offense battle item chest, healing battle item chests, and utility battle item chests, are all combat consumables. And the way these work is the chest will show you a list of all the items available within that category, and you can pick which one you want. So you'll get 10 of each of these. The 5 stronghold activity relief chests works the same as the 3 above, except it'll give you a list of items that'll help you with your stronghold. And the final item in the level 50 chest and the Platinum Supply Crate as a whole is also the most disappointing, 150 Awakening Chaos Pieces. Chaos Pieces are a reagent to cast your Awakening skills, which are extremely powerful skills for each class you unlock at level 50. That sounds great, right? Well, the reason it's so disappointing is you could just buy these on a vendor for 250 silver each. Now, I've been saying 50,000 is a negligible amount, and 300,000 silver is, moderately okay. These are 250. So you could read this entire line as 37,500 silver. To wrap up my thoughts on the Platinum Supply Crate, it does contain quite a few useful items, particularly the endgame healing potions and resurrection feathers. It also contains a moderate amount of silver. However, all of these items can be obtained in-game through various means, and they don't hold any monetary value. And now we finally get to dig into the meat and potatoes of the Founders Pack. Next up is the Founders exclusive avatar. Avatars in Lost Ark are just skins or costumes for your character. There's no transmog in Lost Ark. The skins act as the transmog system. Avatars could be broken up into 4 main slots. You have the head, chest, and legs, and the weapon. You also have 2 face slots and 3 locked slots, but I honestly don't know what these are for. I've never seen anything in-game or in the cash shop that would go in any of these slots. There's 2 other important things to know about avatars. First is not all avatars actually include a weapon skin, and the second is unlike most games these days, avatars in Lost Ark are not just cosmetic only, they do have stats on them. Alright, before you hit cancel on your pre-order or run to social media to start crying pay to win, let me explain how stats on avatars actually work. All avatars will give you a percentage to your primary stat, so strength, intelligence, or dexterity depending on your class, and a small selection of social stats. The amount of stats on a particular avatar is tied directly to its quality, so rare, epic, legendary, etc. If all you're concerned about is stats, just know there's several ways to earn avatars in-game without spending a dime. You can get some as drops while playing, also from in-game events. You can craft avatars, even the epic purple qualities, however it does require a reagent that you can only obtain by dismantling cash shop items. And the most common way free players will probably obtain their avatars is from other players on the auction house. You could also scoop up cheap outfits on the auction house and dismantle them for the avatar crafting. Each avatar slot on your character has the ability to turn on and off the graphic for the avatar, so if you're just concerned about stats but hate the way an avatar looks, you could always shut it off. So all avatars, regardless of source, will have the same amount of stats, and the only variance will be dictated by the quality of the avatar. This means free players have access to the exact same stats for avatars a paid player would have, making avatars essentially still a cosmetic-only item despite the fact that they have stats on them. On screen has been the concept art for the Northern Lawmaker avatar. Unfortunately, we haven't seen this in-game yet. I do want to point out that the concept art does not show a weapon, which is part of why I pointed that out earlier. So, to be on the safe side, I would expect it not to come with one. The Northern Lawmaker avatar is going to be exclusive to the Gold and Platinum Founders Packs, and Amazon has confirmed that these avatars will not be tradable. And now for my big moment of shame. With all the meticulous notes I took from beta regarding the prices on the cash shop, I seem to have forgotten to note down what they were charging for avatars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my best educated guess and put the pricing right between pets and mounts on the cash shop, which would put the value of avatars at $15, but since I'm guessing this one doesn't come with a weapon, we're going to lowball this one and put it at $10, which would bring the total value of the Platinum Founders Pack to $104. Next is the character expansion slot. This one's really straightforward. It just allows you to make an extra character. Lost Ark's very generous in this regard, especially for a free-to-play game, as they allow free players to make 6 characters right out of the gate. With the expansion slot pass, you'll be able to make 7. Just like the Crystaline Aura, these could be purchased separately and don't require a Founders Pack to get. In the North American beta, the character expansion slots were selling for 900 Royal Crystals, so using our conversion rate, that would be $9, which would bring the total value of the Platinum Founders Pack up to $113. Next, we have another Founders avatar. This one is exclusive to the Platinum Founders Pack, and outside of the head start, this is probably one of the biggest reasons people are looking at the Founders Packs. Just like the Northern Lawmaker avatar, the Platinum avatars will not be tradable, but unlike the Northern Lawmaker avatars, the Platinum avatars do appear to come with weapons. The avatars will be drastically different depending on what class you claim them on. Both the Platinum and the Northern Lawmaker avatars can only be claimed once per account, but I don't believe you have to claim them both on one character. The image on the screen right now is not concept art. These are in fact in-game images for all 15 classes that we'll have at launch. I'd like to clear up some confusion regarding these avatars on the official Founders Pack Content Showcase website. It states that these avatars will be available for the first advanced class you select in-game. It has been confirmed by Rox, an Amazon Game Community Manager, that this is not the case. The avatars will be delivered to your Expedition storage, aka your shared bank, and can be claimed on whichever character you want. She also confirms that you don't need to claim the Northern Lawmaker and the Platinum Founders avatar on the same character. Also note that these avatars are only valid for the initial 15 launch classes, and holding onto them for future class releases won't make any difference. Again, I hang my head in shame for not recording the prices were in the North American beta for avatars, but going by our estimate for the Northern Lawmaker, since these appear to have the weapons included, we're going to value these at $15, bringing our total Platinum Founders Pack value up to $128. And next we have another big draw for a lot of people probably looking at the Founders Packs, and that's the Founders exclusive mount. The Founders mount will be a Cerberus from which you could pick from a variety of different colors. Like the avatars, you will only be able to claim this once per account. This is a good time to backpedal a bit just to make a quick note about mounts and pets. Since you can only claim these once per account, you will be locked into your color choice for both your pet and your mount. However, pets and mounts in Lost Ark are account based, and they are available to all of your characters. For those of you that aren't crazy about the Cerberus but are concerned about having a mount for the early game, just know that in the very first area you go to, there will be a quest that will give you a free horse mount. In the North American beta, all mounts that were available cost 1,800 royal crystals. So again, using our conversion rate, that would be $18, which would bring our total Platinum Founders Pack value up to $146. And finally, in the home stretch, we have the Platinum Welcome Crate. This game really does love its crates. First item in the crate is the Founders exclusive wallpaper. Wallpapers in Lost Ark are the animated backgrounds on your character select screen. There's quite a selection of them available, but to the best of my knowledge, all wallpapers are unlocked in-game, and I don't believe they're available for sale, which means this has no real monetary value. Next in the crate is the Founders exclusive structure. Essentially what this is a decoration you can craft for your stronghold, in this case a train. Structures like this will often give you a small stronghold bonus if you slot them into your mansion. Things like reduced research time, reduced crafting time, or costs. These percentages are typically very small, and we don't know as of this time if this structure is going to offer any bonuses, and if so, what they would be. To the best of my knowledge, decorations like this are only acquired in-game and not available in the cash shop. So again, this has no real-world monetary value. Next in the welcome crate is the Legendary Rapport Gift Selection Chest. These are the gifts you give to the NPCs in the Rapport system. We don't know at this time how many of the items you'll get in a stack from this chest, but they are going to be of a legendary quality apparently, which will give you a nice big bump to a particular NPC. And finally, we have the Launch Limited Card Pack. Cards in Lost Ark could be thought of as a collectible and deck building minigame that give you various bonuses. It's yet another layer of progression that you work on for your characters long term. There are literally hundreds of cards, and I have seen card packs for sale on the Russian server. However, there were none available in the North American beta, so I don't know what the North American price of them would be if they decide to even sell them. For the rapport items, I haven't seen those for sale on the cash shop in the Russian or North American beta. What I can tell you is both the cards and the gifts are readily available in-game via things like dailies, weeklies, login bonuses, etc. So even though they may potentially be available in the cash shop or on Marie's secret shop, I'm not going to assign any real-world value to them. And that wraps up the Platinum Founders Pack. For those of you that are only concerned with the monetary value of the things in the pack and if they're worth the $100 asking price, assuming that our initial conversion rate of 1,000 royal crystals to $10 holds true, and I have a high confidence that it'll be within that ballpark, the total value of the Founders Pack came in at $146, and I do feel that was being a bit on the conservative side. As for the more complicated question we asked in the beginning of this video, are the Founder Packs worth it? The answer is still the same. It's completely up to you. But hopefully now you have a very clear understanding of what exactly everything is in the Founders Pack, and you're much better equipped to make that decision. I do hope this video helps some of you out there still debating on whether you wanted to get a Founders Pack or not. Just remember, as of February 11th, 2022, you'll be able to play Lost Ark 100% for free. I do apologize for the length of this video. It did come out quite a bit longer than I anticipated when I started this, but for any of those in Underworld that have read any of my announcements, none of this should really come as a shock. I hope you all found this informative, and thank you for sticking it out this far.